Okay. I guess they was talking about the YouTube pages. Yeah, I was trying to. I had loaded up. I had redone my YouTube page, and on my other YouTube page, but they kind of switched out they got people that is like when they say copy and paste, someone is copying and pasting the page, and they transferring the YouTube page to somebody else's page, meaning that someone else get to run the YouTube page. So if anything that I'm blogging or stuff like that, they'll send it to their page. I don't know if they doing it to. I don't know if they're doing viciously to do it, because all I know is Fiat was the one who was using the YouTube page, and I don't know if she used the YouTube page to do something negative or positive. I don't know. So I guess they wanted to see, was it me or was anybody saying something negative. But when you dealing with I guess Fiat know a guy named Ian, and Ian is a Jamaican. And Ian was using Fiat's mother with her phone bill and stuff like that. And Ian and his family. So they was doing wrong. So Fiat would be over. She used to date Ian. And Ian was this Jamaican that lived in, I think, North Orange, New Jersey or whatever. And his mother. So Fiat would tell me that his mother was Jamaican. And she would, live like a bush woman, them bush women, and that's how they live in their home. So Ian, I guess Ian had Fiat, I guess he was managing Fiat, and whatever he was managing Fiat doing, it was hurting her mom. And I called Verizon one time, and I had called Verizon, and I told Verizon, I said, look, sir, these Puerto Ricans, Fiat was a part of these Puerto Ricans in the neighborhood in North Plainfield. So she would go up to Plainfield by McDonald's, and I think they 2nd Street and 3rd Street. So I would tell the Verizon guy, I said, look, my sister paid the phone bill. I said, I know, because I gave her the money to pay it. I told her, don't pay it. I said, let me give you the money to pay it, right? I even called them and, took the money up there. They took the money up there. And I said, if these gang members of that Fiat know, Ian's gang members, these gang members, these Puerto Rican, I don't know what they is, but if these gang members is going around sabotaging people and doing this stuff, these gang members, then I need to know Ian, where Ian is. I told David, I said, David, you need to find this guy. I told David, I said, you need to find this guy, and you need to find him quick. I said, because if Fiat is using this guy to rob Tina, this guy, because he's all on her phone, charging numbers at Tina's phone and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? These Jamaicans and these Puerto Ricans. And they charging numbers on Tina's phone, and Tina's paying it. So these Puerto Ricans is charging up. They got people inside the DTE building, PSE and G. They got these Jamaicans in this PSE and G with these meters and stuff. So what they doing is they attaching everything to Tina's meter, or my meter, or Shan's meter, and they making us pay for their stuff. So I said, I told Blaine about it, and I told Shan about it, but Shan was telling me about Russell. I said, Russell's wife is a lawyer. You tell me his wife is a lawyer, and you mean to tell me this man is a lawyer, and he's connecting he's connecting whatever the hell is he doing? You know what I'm saying? This man don't even fix up his buildings. Shan told me Russell owned a house that was falling apart and was getting money, and he didn't like to fix up his places. And I said, you mean to tell me his wife is a lawyer, and they got rental property, and he's not fixing up what? And they connecting utilities to people, you know what I'm saying? So I said, so he's a landlord that need to be reported. Russell needs to be reported. So Shan was trying to get me to rent from him. I said, hell no, I ain't renting from him. So Ty probably rent from his ass, but not me. I ain't renting from nobody named Russell. He's the one who was trying to say he was a collector, a debt collector. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a setup sting operation to rob me of my insurance or to rob me of my information or whatever. But it happened while I was in this nursing home. They was robbing me for my Social Security payments. So I don't know what Russell's wife put together as far as legal papers. But if this was a sting operation to rob people and set up this type of gang affiliation with Muslims and Christians and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if it was, I said, I sure hope God come in the midst of this, because I would hate to, I love my peoples, you know what I'm saying? I love my peoples. I have great respect for them, but I know my peoples will tear them up, you know what I'm saying? So I just kind of figured, let God do what he do, let God do what he do best, handle the situation, you know what I'm saying? So I just let God do it, and I told God that my sister Tina, she's no matter how much she try to help people still trying to use her, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of sad that these young people and these Jamaicans and these foreigners, some of these foreigners is illegal in the country, and they'll sit up there and set up a sting operation, and they're trying to rob people, They rob you of your finances, they rob you of your space, they rob you of your whatever. So I said, well, if these are immigrants that's doing this, that's a part of Plainfield, North Plainfield, and Somerville, then the government need to crack down on these 3 cities and these counties, because if they harboring these people and the communities is getting affected by these immigrations, that the churches is not, promising them stuff and they can't come through, then we need to crack down on this, because it's hurting senior citizens, it's hurting people, you know what I'm saying? It's hurting people that's working hard. You know what I'm saying? We work hard. Sometimes people get sick and they can't really work, you know what I'm saying? But they sit here and they tell us that we ain't worth nothing now that we working, but we sat there and we paid our taxes and we pay, you know what I'm saying? You got a Chinese man coming to America, in America, telling you that people that's sick, that paid their way, and people that paid their insurance packages to their doctors, their family members are half of our doctors, and ripped us off, and but will sit there and tell us that we not worth to live anymore when we can't work, but their families we put their families to college with our insurance packages that we pay for every month with our disability. That's what they telling us. So our government need to crack down on this. Because I'm going to tell you where the problem is. The problem is these law firms, these medical schools, these people do you know that these people have so much loans out that they can't, they just as poor as the person that's working for McDonald's. That's how much their credit is jacked. You hear what I say? So they get into a private office and run your Medicare card up and run your insurance up, and then say that, you know what I'm saying? So we're paying off their debt. Listen to what the word says. I don't hate them or anything. I'm just saying, I'm just telling people where your debt is coming from. Listen to what the word said, what the Bible verse said. He said in the prayers, it says, forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. Our debt is because we keep running to these people that is already in debt, and they making us in debt. Because we have to, now he said, owe no man anything. So man has went in there and indebted themselves, and then they turn to an innocent person and rob an innocent person and cause an innocent person to lack on paying their bills. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking the truth, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying hate anybody. I'm just saying, I'm trying to make you understand where your debt is coming from. Okay, why these people keep talking against Americans when these are Americans too. They foreign, but they're Americans. They came into the country legally. Okay, they got green cards and everything, and they became American citizen. But I'm just saying, you have to realize where your debt coming from. You have to realize that some of these people is making you in debt for a reason, because they prejudice. Some of them is prejudice. You know what I'm saying? And they prejudice against the people that has really truly worked. And all they can do is think about the past and say, hey, we migrated from here and we didn't have nothing and we didn't have this. I mean, just imagine what Americans had to go through, the American slaves had to go through. We migrated from here and we didn't have nothing, and we had to eat this and we had to eat that. You know what I'm saying? So you got people that's living in the past, making people who don't have to live in the past, and making people feel uncomfortable about their success. Right? So that's what I'm talking about. That's where your debt coming from. That's where your depression is coming from. That's where everything is coming from that is negative. When you give your life to the Lord and the Lord tells you you can move on, and He's blessing you and giving you overflow, giving you a blessing so much that you can barely have room for, and then you have these people stuck in the past and want you to feel guilty because they can't come out of their past. No, you stay in your future and let them keep thinking about their past. And one day they'll get tired and they'll come on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm trying to tell these people about these people who sit up here. I'm not talking about, I'm not trying to get you to stop having your education or whatever. But you got to be careful who's teaching you. The Bible speaks about worldly education. The Bible speaks about rather you being taught the right way or you being taught out of hatred for God. Okay, that's what the Bible explains to you about teaching. That's why I said the churches that is being taught right. That's why I went online and I said get into a good Bible teaching church, because it's going to bless you to know God. He said, with me, I have wisdom and knowledge. It's going to bless you. And then God can have someone in the ministry to open up a school. And someone in the ministry has gotten their diploma and gotten their degree to teach. And they're going to teach you the right way. They're not going to teach you the wrong way. But some of these people got degrees and they ain't got nothing to do with how you going to need to survive off of. That's all I'm saying. And they mad. And then when they mad, they looking into the church and saying, not church, but I'm saying they looking into a true believer, and they looking into that person's life and saying, man, how is this person really making it? You know what I'm saying? And then they don't believe anything what the word says to do. And if you done tried everything else in the world. So I told Miss Cece, I said, I done tried everything in the world. The world didn't have nothing for me but a bars, handcuffs, drug selling, sex selling, you know what I'm saying? Smoking, drinking, lying, cheating. That's what the world offered me. But when I tried Jesus, He offered me some good things. He offered me music, positive, success. You know what I'm saying? Just going for what I know that's positive to have a career, to build something. You know what I'm saying? Build something out of what I was talked about like not making it in the world, everybody kept having doubts, you know what I'm saying, about me. Why would they do that? I don't know. But I'm glad they did, though. So now you see Lisa Holmes, you know what I'm saying? Lisa Holmes still making it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still making it. I still believe. I still love the Lord. And I know the Lord loves me. You know what I'm saying? As long as I know he still loves me and He's in my life on a daily basis, I don't have anything to worry about what men think about me. I said that in the church and I mean it. I'm saying it again. I don't have to ever worry about, ask yourself, did Jesus care about what man thought about Him? No. Jesus went to the cross still praying for man. Still praying for man that thought these things about Him. And that's how you got to be. That's how strict your walk has to be. You have to come to a conclusion that you don't walk this earth for everybody else. And where did it get you? And when you started walking this world for Christ's sake, and you started walking this world for kingdom to build it, where did it lead you? So you got to compare both of those and give your opinion and say, hey, I like this one better. He said you're going to love one and hate the other. So it's a spiritual warfare going on. But while you in the midst of that spiritual warfare, you got to choose who you gonna stick with. And I choose to stick with the word of God. Believe every word that proceeds out of God's mouth. And some people will take offense to it. A soldier might take offense to it and say, man, we went over here and fought the war and stuff. Yeah, but we didn't tell you to go over there and fight the war. We didn't tell you to go over there and fight the war. So is it fair for you to come and tell me about your war, your war? When you left here and you was in war, who supported you? Your citizens. Your citizens supported you. Not their citizens, your citizens of America. So to take your anger out on the citizens of America who supported you on everything. You had kids. You were re-enlisted. So you had kids. Who took care of them? The citizens of America. We made sure that your wife and your children had a roof over their head. They didn't miss not one meal. Right? But why in the meanwhile, you got people on the east side going hungry and losing jobs. Right? Right? And then you got citizens' taxes paying for your education that's overseas, right? You go into the college campus and you up there and you sign up for a college degree, and the United States of America promise you education, right? So who's getting unfairly? Who's been unfairly justified? The citizens, right? So if I'm a taxpayer and I lose my job, and I go to social services, and I say, look, I need some food stamps, and I need some Medicaid. I done paid my taxes, my medical taxes and everything. I done paid all that, right? And you mean tell me social service is going to turn me down after I done been a faithful worker, a faithful taxpayer, a faithful, my taxes participated in the war. My taxes participated in hunger. My taxes participated in the roads. My taxes participated in housing. My taxes participated in all this stuff, elections and all this other stuff. And you mean tell me I could knock on the door and I can't get service? That's injustice. You know what I'm saying? So would you care about what man say about you? Ain't gonna make no difference. You know what I'm saying? Man seen everything Jesus did. And they still put him on the cross. But thank God that God said don't nobody have to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So man can see everything that you do. They got your records. They got database. They got your name in the system. Your name been in the system how long? So they've seen everything you done did and everything you done accomplished in America. But they still treat you like you ain't did nothing. So if I was you, I'd just keep seeking Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I just keep seeking him. Because if God is for you, who can be against you? When you done all this stuff, all that you have done. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to keep saying. Hey, Lord, I need you again. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Whole bunch of them, these words coming up against me. He said he'd be your sword and your shield and your buckler. And that's what it means. I'll put on the whole armor of God. So that's what it is. The word is the whole armor of God. Suit it up. Hey, Miss Cece, I'm going to tell this woman I love her every time I'm on the set. Hey, Miss Cece, I love you, sister in Christ. I love you. Alvin, you ready for the album? Next album? Give me a call. You too, Kiki. And Kiki like, I'm listening. She got such a soft little tiny voice. We gotta teach her how to scream. Like louder, Kiki. My daughter loves her. But I'm joking, y'all. Come on. Okay, but I'm not joking about the project. If y'all want a project, y'all talk to y'all managers or whatever and get in contact with me, okay? All right. See y'all later.